plan with Roki today? When's he going to pitch?
He's going to pitch today out of the pen. I'm not sure which inning. He'll throw an inning, and then Brock's will throw an inning, and then we'll kind of, evaluate it, look at it, and see what we got for next week.
With his stuff, if he can't find the strike zone, is there really no limit to what he can provide in relief in terms of a role?
If he can't find the strike zone, there is no limit to what he can provide. Absolutely.
Do you sort of see him as just one inning bursts in the league?
Well, I just think the first thing is you got to see, how he responds to something that he's never done. And then I think that, I don't think that the up-down is anything new to him, but obviously, looking at the Thursday, Sunday, 2 days in between, so it's probably the one inning burst. But, if it does happen, the postseason is it's very unpredictable, obviously.
Obviously, you still have to decide who's going to have to carry on the big league roster first, but what do you need to see from him this next week to even consider for the postseason roster?
Velocity, strike throwing, the split that gets swing and miss, and just the ability, emotionally to handle coming out of the pen and attacking guys. And it's something that he's never done before. And if it goes well, he'll get an opportunity this coming week.
Do you think him adjusting to kind of the cadence of these relief outings, as you said, only 2 days off in between, will be kind of a big test as well?
Yeah, I think so. The most important thing is that he's open to it and willing to do whatever it takes to potentially be on our postseason roster, which speaks to his character and being a great teammate. And so that's something for me that's most important. And then now giving himself an opportunity on the field. So, I think that the 2 days off, and then I think that once you get into some type of cadence, then I think that, it's still pitching and it's still baseball. And I feel he can do it, but, it's up to him to go out there and perform.
Dave, it's your last regular season game at home. You're going to be close to 4 million fans again. But it's not really goodbye, right? Because, you're coming back for the playoffs. Just what are your thoughts on is this closing the chapter, just on to the next chapter? What are your feelings?
Yeah, I'm in a place of trying to, look forward. But I guess just take a step back. It's been as far as the 4 million fans, it's been like every season, it's been up and down, emotional year. And for these fans to post and show up, every day, it's incredible. There's a reason why I feel that we have the best fans in sports, and the numbers speak to it. And so you can tell even this past weekend, the emotion from the fans and how the players responded. And so that's been great. I definitely want to and should acknowledge, what the fans have done. But I think, our head right now, to be honest, is, winning this division and, going forward.
And unfortunately, you can't do that home now to match number 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really care. We're a sorry fans. So I just want to win the division and get to the postseason.
What's your thoughts on chasing down the Phillies, being 4 games back, we have the tiebreaker, and versus being able to set up your pitching for what might be a wild card series in the last week of the season?
I don't know, Dave. I think that it's very unlikely given the math, but we're just trying to win as many games as we can. And I still believe that regardless of circumstance, if we're playing good baseball, we're going to be fine, and I'll bet on this club. So we're gonna try to catch him, I guess, in theory, because we're going to try to win as many games as we can, but it's not in our control. And once we do win this division, then it's a different conversation on where those guys are at, where we're at, where we're at on the schedule.
Do you feel like you're in the best position of years past with your starting pitching as healthy as it is and as good as it's going, and with your offense swinging the bat the way it's been swinging it, to continue to play?
I think if you look at our club, I think so. I think net sum, I think on this particular day, we're in as good a position entering the postseason on this day as we've ever been in. With the starting pitching, with where the offense is at, I think being able to get matchups and how guys are playing, and the mindset of these guys. So I think that this is as good as places we've been in.
Dave, you mentioned kind of, right, it's unlikely you guys are going to catch the Phillies. You have a nice lead in the division. So you have, right, these remaining games in terms of trying to figure out the bullpen, right? And there are only going to be so many leverage innings probably over the course of the next week. Do you use those leverage innings to, you talked about the guys, right, your Tanner Scotts, your Trinans, your guys, so to speak. Do you use it to kind of make sure they're right, or do you use those innings maybe to evaluate some other options to kind of figure out what you have?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't. That's fair. I don't know that answer. I think it's a combo, like most things. There are certain guys that I think that have earned the opportunity and know their roles as far as kind of what's to come, and there's other guys that need to show it, to be quite frank. And so, as of now, we need to win as many games as we can, and I'm going to put the best options out there, given their workloads, to not potentially, hurt someone. And then after that, then guys are going to get a chance to, showcase and earn a potential opportunity on the playoff roster.
I know you're referring to the bullpen there, but just are there other positions or other things that you're looking to see in this final week of the regular season to assess and prepare for October?
I think, on the position player side, I like the group. Just kind of figuring out specific, there's some kind of a little bit of some roles and situations, versus right, versus left, that I'm trying to think through. But we have a lot of capable options, and nothing is cemented right now. There's some things we're thinking through right now.
Is Kirby someone who fits into more of the gotta show it bucket in terms of?
He's in the show bucket.
Big teams that have to play a wild card series or have to burn 2 or 3 of the best starters are usually at a disadvantage come division series. Does your rotation depth sort of eliminate that maybe?
I think so. I think so. We've got our rotation set through the week and through the coming week, and we have the options to kind of pivot in any way we want. But yeah, when you have essentially 5 or 6 guys that you trust, though, we're like I told Dave earlier, we're in as good a spot with that as we've been in, and we haven't been in that position in years past.
Dave, the starting rotation obviously peaking at the right time. How much of that success goes back to an original plan to kind of save bullets, give guys extra days? With Blake Snell, it was starting not great as far as having to go on the IL. That wasn't kind of planned. Tyler had a little hiccup as far as on the IL. So I think as far as kind of how it's played out, it's worked out as far as those guys being able to save bullets, and Emmet, we started late, which was kind of the plan coming off TJ. So if you look at how it's played out, it's worked out great. You look at what Clayton has done, you look at what Yoshinobu has done. Those guys have carried the brunt of the innings, in making the start. But the other guys, they've got a lot of bullets left, which is good going forward.
Last one, guys.
Back in spring training, you said to watch out for Emmet. He said, in your words, it's going to be the sneaky second half sleeper. What made you believe that back then, and how has he been able to pay off your vision?
I just think that as you guys know me, I believe in character in people, and Emmet he's the sweetest guy you'll meet, but he's a killer, and he's like Yoshinobu, and I've known that since I've seen him, and then you layer in the skill set, the talent, and he's not afraid, and so I think that I just knew that about him, And so just watching his pens, and I remember that conversation in Camelback Ranch, and just watching his glove side command, and he can take in information. He developed a slider with his changeup, and I just felt like he was going to be a guy, and he was my wild card all year long. So I expect big things from him in the postseason. I do.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.